Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stoneface Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we're here to watch some more Gundam 00. Last time we had the episode Assault on the Thrones. The Trinity siblings meet at the Ptolemaios, and declare themselves as allies working independently of the current Gundam Meisters. However, they reveal little information about themselves and their Gundams while Nina and Michael nearly provoke a fight with the Meisters, leaving the first meeting with strange results and high tensions between both sides. Fortunately, Sumeragi has engineer Ian Vashti secretly inspect the Gundam thrones. At the Union MS WAD base, Professor Elfman discovers the origins of the Gundam's GN technology, but dies when the thrones completely level the base. Captain Graham and the remaining members of the Overflags soon arrive and engage the Thrones Y, but they pull out after one of their members, Howard Mason, is killed. The Throne's armed intervention greatly concerns the crew of the Ptolemaios, leaving Setsuna the question whether the Trinity siblings are really Gundam Meisters.
Do me a favor. Can you tell me who leads the flags again?
Graham.
Okay.
No, I know I said it wrong.
I just want to hear more about Graham again.
Yes, Graham. It's you see, when you leave ham out too long, actually. Uh, so I think this is the episode where we're at least going to get a little bit more about like the setup for like the conflict between these Gundam Meisters.
What was the name of the last episode again?
The name of the last episode was Assault of the Thrones, where they
Of
assaulted a
the.
base.
Okay, I could have sworn you said on the. I'm like,
Yeah,
that
and the episode
doesn't.
before that was Return of the Jedi, so.
What was it saying? Assault on the thrones made no sense. I was wondering. Maybe I misheard it.
Yep, yep. But I think overall, let's see. So what was I saying? We're setting up their conflict. You pointed out last time in our discussion that they didn't really talk about like what their ideology was. They just kind of like crossed their arms and went, "Nah, everything's secret. Nah, we can't do that. Nah."
Well, I keep
I
bringing
feel
up
like
that
that's going to
it's.
become very transparent here.
I keep bringing up it's basically the Foundation series.
Hmm.
That there's one foundation that doesn't know about the other foundation, and
Hmm.
the other foundation's working on a completely different set of instructions than the original foundation, which was absolutely meant to restore humanity in less time after the Dark Ages fall.
So I think Theta, I have a fun question for you.
I doubt it.
Do you think Celestial Being has more Gundams that it is not shown yet? Do you think that these are all 7 that they are going to show off right now that they already have?
Probably not, because we have a large number of episodes still to go.
Okay, so you think there's more already built, still in waiting?
I'm thinking that this is a gimmick that's not going to be used just once.
Hmm. Uh, I'm kind of the opinion that maybe there might be a second organization making them somewhere and they'll make an appearance. But I have absolutely nothing to base that on. That's just me taking wild swings.
Well, the rule of comedy is threes, right?
Hmm. So the next group that comes in is actually going to be the Clownmeisters, and they're going to try to inject joy back into the war-torn battlefields that the Thrones leave behind, right? I think that's where we're going here.
That's no, somehow not a surprise that a psychopath like you thinks clowns are funny.
Well, I mean, much like the Gundam Meisters so far, they only exist to make problems worse.
Well, I mean, one set exists to stop fighting. The other set seems to be a police unit. Like, you remember what was the name of the movie where Earth's plates are sliding? 2020? Was that it?
It's gotta be.
And the governments of the world just start killing scientists that find out so that they can't spread the word, thus creating a panic, which would then prevent their ability to save people.
That is so weird.
Well, it makes sense. It's like we spent all this money and time building these arcs to save people. If you spread panic, more people are going to die. What is it? It's a like a four-letter acronym for if like an emergency happens aboard like an ocean liner or whatnot. And
Mhm.
one of them is basically lie, because if a panic breaks out, more people will die than might not have.
Mhm.
I can't remember what the acronym is, and I'm sure I'm never going to be able to figure it out off the top of my head.
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss, ship captain.
No, it's basically like find out what's happening, lie, get people to safety, communicate with outside assistance. It's very much reasonable if you sit down and
Mhm.
think about it. Just one of the steps is literally cause as little damage as possible, and a bunch of people panicking in a small area is
Mhm.
going to lead to more damage and death than
Yeah, for
otherwise.
sure.
But otherwise,
I do
I
love the
mean,
way you put it though. We're just like one of the steps is just lie. This is just good. I
well,
love it.
also the four-step process is more about saving the boat than it is
Mhm.
about saving the people,
Right.
because you could kill hundreds of people on the boat, and it still won't be as expensive as losing the boat.
Right. Equipment is expensive. Nobody wants to lose
Well,
it.
because there's a minimum value set to accidents on the high seas when you're not in territorial waters. And I think that's about $12,000 to $14,000. And multiple times in ocean-going history, these companies have gotten away with giving the minimum amount. Now you imagine an ocean liner is hundreds of thousands, if not like break a million. Probably
Yeah.
500 to 600 thousand, if not $1 million cost. You could kill 100 people, pay them the minimum amount, and still be less expensive than losing the boat. It's true.
Uh, and to bring that back over to the show, if they lose a single one of these Gundams, that is absolutely invaluable. That is like priceless here. So good they haven't so far. So I think in terms of things to talk about, that's all we kind of got before we get started. But before we do, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below before we, so that we can feed that algorithm. On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered, uncensored, and uncut, as well as some early access stuff, you can check it out over on the Patreon. It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure. It's all support the channel, just a little bit extra. Oh, well, you got destroyed even faster this time.
Dude had a second of screen time.
Oh, here we go, just sheer bombardment. Dare I say, the Thrones seem like they are almost even more efficient in their missions.
Well, because they seem a bit crazy, but not like PTSD crazy, like our main crew.
Right.
Should have kept your head down.
Yeah, that seems almost a little excessive for the one dude already surrounded by fire in a collapsing building. There you go, that's my attitude right there, that's my girl.
奴らの武力介入はこれで7度目。あれこれ構わず軍の基地ばかりを攻撃。しかも殲滅するまで叩
I
い
mean,
て
it makes sense.
アレリアじゃ
How
な
are they
い
gonna fight if they don't have bases?
トレミーからの連絡は
待機してろと。奴らのせいでこっちの計画は台無しだからな。ミススメラギもプランの変更に追われてるんだろうよ。
あれがガンダムのすることなのか。
There we go. We got a thematic question for the episode. Is this what the Gundam should be doing?
I mean, they're literally working off of the aliens from Independence Day plan, right? Just attack every fucking military base.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't bring this up earlier, but here's a thought. So let's say celestial being's goal is to conquer Earth. Like, just hypothetically. That probably isn't it, but let's say it is.
I mean, we know it's not, but keep going.
There are 7 Gundams, right? Is that enough to actually officially conquer Earth?
I thought you were gonna go.
What's your thought on that?
I thought you were gonna go. There's 7 Gundams, 7 continents.
Right. Could you use 1 Gundam per continent and assume that you have complete control of the Earth?
Oh, I want to be the Antarctica Gundam. Just put my feet up and just do nothing for the rest of the show.
Ah, look at them. Those penguins, they're really acting up over there. Better get the war intervention going. But no, like, does that sound realistic to you here in this scenario that we've been given? That one Gundam could officially...
We already talked about it, not because we've already discussed that 4 Gundams could not conquer a planet.
Ah, right. And also there'd probably be too many soccer hooligans, too. No, not Italy.
今までとは内容が明らかに異なります。合同演習でガンダムの逆鱗に触れてしまったということか。
もはや我々だけではソレスタルビーイングに対抗できません。ユニオン、人格連との連携を強化して。
それでガンダムが倒せますかな？ではどうしろというのですか？撃つ手はないというのか。
ジュサ。
Bang your desk more, that'll solve the problem.
可能性はある。奴らの目的が世界を破滅させることならばな。
Did you know that was the original goal of Operation Meteor?
Oh, do tell.
Oh, to destroy the world, basically. They were gonna drop one of the bases.
Colonies?
Colonies, yeah, they were gonna do a colony drop like Xeon does in the original. And then they were gonna send the Gundams in to basically just kill everybody. They were gonna make Earth uninhabitable, and then force everybody on Earth to move off of Earth into the space colonies.
If they're all dead, that'll be much easier to convince them, I'm sure.
やはり同型機
でも GN ドライブが違う
って大容量が
the information they learned.
ロシン部に TD ブランケットが使用されていない。ドライブ自体の活動時間は有限。言ってみればこいつは疑似対応炉だな。
何者かがソレスタルビーイングの技術を盗み、ガンダムを建造した。
どうやって？
太陽炉の設計データはベーダの中にしか存在しないわ。つまり何者かにベーダがハックされたって言うんですか？そんなこと。クリス、物事に絶対
I mean, despite that one girl that we saw do it last episode.
You literally walked in there to do it.
少なくとも組織の中に裏切り者がいるのは確定だな。
What do you want to bet the creepy UN observer guy is going to be one of the traitors?
Level 4, Level 5.
Oh man, it gets up to 30. They'll be able to join the Witch Mercury cast.
No, you're training your life force using the computer. What are you doing?
この僕がアクセスできないなんて何が起こったというんだベーダ。
で、これからどうする？
The green-haired guy is the hacker.
What?
That's gonna be one of his skill sets.
Oh, I thought you meant he was the hacker for the bad guys or something. It's like, that doesn't make any fucking sense, Griff.
お嬢様、フトレマイオスから送られてきたトリニティたちの生態データですが、一致するものは発見できませんでした。
引き続き調査を。
かしこまりました。
Of course not, they're probably born in space.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you have access to, like, a worldwide database of exactly everyone's biometric data.
200
Is that
years in
just
the
a thing
future.
people do?
Yeah, it's 200 years in the future, Griff.
Honestly, I could probably expect that happening next Sunday. It's just like, for a $5 discount at Arby's, you too can give us your biometric information.
I mean, we defeated the IRA. I think we got rid of the anarchists, Griff.
No, they just moved over to soup kitchens.
テストパイロットを引き受けたに過ぎんよ。しかも性能実験中の模擬戦で
Edmund
あれは
Hooker.
不幸な事故です、隊長。隊長、奴はこうも言ってました。隊長のおかげで自分もフラッグファイターになることができた。これで隊長と共に空を飛べると。
そうか。彼は私以上にフラッグを愛していたようだな。
This angle is giving me like some Joey Wheeler vibes on his character design.
ならば
For like half a
メイ
second.
スに宣誓しよう。
Hey, you.
私グラハム・エーカーは
Sorry,
フラッグを買って
I don't know
Hey,
enough.
Yugs!
Don't know enough Yu-Gi-Oh to.
But I mean
he's
that scene is
standing
very.
literally right on top of the grave, by the way.
軍の近くで会うよ。
But that scene is like very Gundam, isn't it? It's just like showing every character on every side, just like basically trying to live with the consequences of everything
あな
happening.
たは新型のガンダムを目撃したそうですね。
ああ、確かに見たぜ。
見ただけですか？
パイロットの会話を偶然聞いちまった。
会話を？
ああ、俺の乗っていたリアルドがガンダムに撃ち落
By
と
the
さ
way,
れちまって
Budweiser official B
救
with
助を
Gundam
待って
franchise.
見つけちまったのさ。
Pulls out gun, shoots her, solves the problem.
Just imagine.
ヘルメット越しで顔はわからなかったが、体格と声からしてパイロットは若い女だった。
会話の中でラグナに報告と言ったんですね。
聞き間違いかもしれないがな。俺が知ってるのはこれだけだ。
このことを軍には？
報告はしていない。あんたみたいな人が高く買ってくれそうだったんでな。
この話、しばらく誰にも言わないでおいてもらえませんか？
謝礼に上乗せが必要だ
後日現金でそちらに送金します。
な。ありがてえ。これで娘の誕生パーティーも華やかになる。
Oh, that's just cute. It's like, what are you gonna use your bribe money for? It's like, I'm gonna make my daughter's birthday party great.
調べてみる価値はありそうね。
Gets a text message.
父さん、
You know too much.
事実を求め、つなぎ合わせて、そして真実へ。
Of course, showing the guy who almost died during combat, like having a daughter and a great life, is like quite up there with, oh, he did.
Because we already saw it last episode. You know too much.
When are they gonna start killing the reporters now? That's the real question.
おめでとう。二人ともお幸せにね。
ありがとうございます、ハレビーさん。
サジ、元気してる？
バイトの途中、シフト入れすぎてもうクタクタだよ。そっちは？
I decided to work as a janitor on the military base.
花嫁さんがすっごく美人でね。料理も。
Get out of there!
それから。
あれ、切れちゃった。まあいっか。
I'm sure nothing bad is happening there.
あと少し。もう一頑張り。
おい、配達。
はい。
サジ。
Delivering the pizza to the military base. Look, she's crying in one of these episodes with the bandage around her head. Something fucking bad's gonna happen.
すごい。初めて生で見た。
ラグナから次のミッションが入った。目標ポイントに向かう。
またかよ。
やだ。ここんとこ働き詰めじゃない。
我慢しろ。戦争根絶を達成させるためだ。
ああ、もう。
Yeah, turns out you gotta do work when you own expensive equipment.
こっちは必死でお仕事やってんのに、能天気に遊んじゃってさ。あんたら分かってないでしょ。
Oh, this isn't even their mission. She's just being spiteful.
Only way to defeat war is to get rid of the aristocracy, am I right? Alright, guys?
あれガンダムじゃないのか？
What did they say this? No, this is a wedding here.
Yep.
This is straight up what they should be showing like America doing. I wonder if she'll have a negative opinions of Gundams after this.
This is the girl that's so tied to her parents that she cried for an entire day after her mother left to go back home.
Yup. And everyone except her is dead. Oh, the psychopathy is palpable here. Not just a casual war crime. Yeah. Ace is delivering pizza.
Well, because the GN particles disrupt communication.
それがそうでもないみたいです。ベーダにあるトリニティのミッションデータにも記載されてないし。
Out you go, dog.
意味もなく攻撃したというの。そんな。
何やってやがるあいつら。遊んでんのか。
The answer is yes. Yes, they are playing games.
攻撃。ガンダムが。
またテロなの？
モビルスーツだってよ。
ガンダムなんじゃねえの？
おかけになった電話番号は。
どうしたんだろう。ご両親に引き止められてるのかな。
国際留学生のルイス・ハレビーさん。
はい、もう3日も学校に来てないので。
ガールフレンド？
まあ
少し待ってね。
どうかしました？
ハレビーさんは故郷のスペインで事故に遭われて入院してるらしいわ。
事故ってどういうことですか？
詳しくはわからないけど。
Who has this both levels of information here?
病院の名前教えてください。
What organization is that? The school just happens to know their private medical history?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Griff. I'm beyond the nitpicking stage now because I actually cared about these characters. So now you're entering into your psychopathy mode, and I'm paying attention.
Sorry. I just have to wonder. I do care what's happening with them. That this is the emotional core of the episode.
Right, I understand.
Right alongside the rest of these guys.
You're entering into your anarchist mode where no government agency should have this much information on any private citizen, but honestly, I don't fucking care about any of that. Put shit.
Government agency, I think it was just the school.
Yeah, how dare they keep track of their students and their well-being. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
Ah, you're calling me the psychopath.
Because this dude's alive.
Oh, he's figured it out.
Literally at this point, I would just stop saying shit out loud. Right? I like pieces of paper, and I'm acting like I'm the finals test. Just put my arm over it and, hey, you just look over here.
That would actually be hilarious if the only reason they know is because people have no filters in this universe.
He fucking started talking about it. He just fucking started talking about it. And now the base is under attack.
How can you be so right now?
I just stopped fucking talking about it, like I said.
Oh gosh, we're like Dresden bombings level of war crimes now.
And you can't hide by civilians anymore. These people just fucking shoot.
I know, the soccer hooligans. Oh, he's so bored of it.
Yeah, the soccer hooligan joke doesn't work anymore because these guys would just shoot them.
Exactly, they're all dead now. There we go. So this is some good narrative right here. This entire fight has a specific purpose and emotional context.
What's up with his head?
Just push yourself a little bit far. But
Yeah,
you
he's-
successfully cut off a Gundam's. That's the most damage that's been done so
He's
far,
very
right?
much our Zex Marquise / Tallgeese of this season.
兵器工場が襲われ800名以上が死亡したそうだ。行員は全員民間人だぞ。これじゃ無差別テロと変わらねえ。セスナ！
ベータ、本計画の生命線とも言うべき量子型演算処理システム。
Is the computer alive? Is it deciding?
そのベーダがハックされているとしたら、私たちはベーダ抜きで計画を実行していかなければならない。そんなの不可能よ。ビリーからエイフマン教授が亡くなった。ガンダムによる攻撃って。スメラギさん、大変です。どうしたの？ルイスが怪我？スペインに出かけるって。サジ。
I think they did one of those changing the channel moments.
Yeah.
Where the two pieces of information were not together.
I had to brace myself for a second, assuming that I was gonna see Lost.
Luis.
Still alive.
どうして？
事故に遭ったって聞いて、ごめん、来るのが遅くなって。
学校サボって。
そんなのいいよ。でもよかった。元気そうで。ほんとよかった。あ、そうだ。お見舞いってわけじゃないけど。これ。
何？これ。
I know you are trying to do something nice and maybe, but this might be the wrong emotional moment for that.
I mean, I was waiting for her to, like, have her arm amputated or something.
Oh gosh.
Well, last we saw her, she was pinned under a piece of building.
ルイスのことが。
ごめんね、サジ。せっかく買ってもらったのに。すごく綺麗なのに。
So you might be right.
もうはめられないの。
You were perfectly right. Dang, okay.
はめられないよ。
ルイス、そんな。
ごめんね、サジ。ルイスさんはご両親も親戚も事故でお亡くなりになったのよ。刺激しないで。戦争根絶かなんだか知らないけど、戦えば人は傷つく。私たちが必死に怪我を治しても心までは癒せないわ。アレビー家って有名な資産家のガンダムに襲われたんですって。しかも一家全員。ひどい。裏で戦争に関わってたりとか。でも一般人よ。
And I hope this guy finds a way to get into, like, a fucking Gundam or something.
Oh my gosh, that would be something, wouldn't it? This is our real protagonist here. This is the moment. It was all just a prelude to get to this guy. Man who couldn't propose to his fiancée. Man, this is exactly what we were expecting out of these characters, right? This is the horrors and tragedies of war here.
肝に銘じるしかないな。この粒子ビームはガンダム。ガンダムエクシア。
And what's funnier is this is personal for Setsuna now, right?
紛争幇助対象と断定し、武力介入を開始する。エクシア。
Look, because it makes them the exact antithesis of the thing that saved him as a child. Because you remember when he was basically a war orphan fighting in his country, it was a thing that looked like dry, floating over the battlefield that basically saved him. And now there's dry literally becoming the thing that he stands against. So,
Right.
I guess this is my first time actually liking Setsuna, because he is in this moment my agent of vengeance. Because
You are
Luis and
specifically aligned with his
Saji
thoughts, yeah.
are the characters that I've been following this whole time. Because we see them going along their day-to-day lives. We see Saji trying to win over Luis's mother. The whole pizza thing, I work, I save money. And we didn't realize at the time that they were actually a powerful and rich family, which is why Luis's mother's looking down on him the whole time.
I think we got
Luis
that
is
vibe
so
earlier.
attached to her mother that she's crying for a whole day when she leaves, and now she's gone forever. And yeah, like I said, I was anticipating some sort of amputation. Like, I thought either it's going to be a wheelchair situation, and that she's not going to be able to move out of the bed, or her arm is going to be missing, and no,
復讐すべき相手は己のすぐそばにいた。その事実を知ったロックオンストラトスは劇場とともに銃を手にする。次回、絆。狙い撃つ相手。
Oh, that smile.
But yeah, I wish we had gotten more of this earlier on. The same way, like, at the end of every season of, like, IBO, I'd be like, this is what I wanted the whole time. That we've been building up, knowledge of these civilian characters. And now here, when the horrible shit starts hitting the fan, it's the emotional resonance that I keep talking about in every show. That I finally
think
get,
this is a really good
that I
drama
finally
episode.
wanted. Because you feel for the character and their loss. And even the character that's not there, Saji, you feel for him too, because he's been talking about the pizza delivery business this whole time. And now in this episode, he finally brings it out that the reason he's been talking about all this time is it's his long-term goal to just keep working so I can afford these wedding rings. And here now, the culmination of all of my plans at the end of the semester, I can finally propose, and then everything turns to shit. So I can still care less about most of the Gundam shit that's happening, but now I have vengeance that needs to be taken upon. People need their justice enacted for them. And I mean, honestly, the world needs to rise up against the terrorist organization that is Gundam, that is the celestial being.
Right. But this is some really good drama, and I think like one of the things we like were talking about when it came to like Iron Blooded Orphans is like it doesn't feel like anyone loses anything or cares about anything they lost. But here we have a episode where we kind of went over every character that is currently actively losing stuff, how it affects them, how they're reacting to it, and them stealing themselves because of this. Setsuna is going out for revenge. Graham is going out for revenge. And now we're going to have the pizza boy who's going to get the Gundam, honestly. This is all a prelude. It definitely is. Like, he's got to be a Gundam pilot at the end of this, right?
I very much doubt it. He's still.
I doubt it too.
He's
It
our
would be
eyes on
funny.
the ground, but yeah, I mean, best episode of the season. That's what I say.
Yeah. In terms of not just like good individual episodes of drama, in terms of good Gundam, this is also peak Gundam, right? Because the entire point of Gundam is to go, hey, war crimes are terrible and war is pretty terrible. Here are the immediate consequences, and you can see nobody is happy with them. I think in terms of Gundam specifically being a show that is supposed to be anti-war, perfect messaging. A+. It did it.
I don't know about peak Gundam because I'm just thinking back to our episode tier lists that we did for the other Gundams, IBO and Witch from Mercury.
Hmm.
And I believe my number ones in IBO was like the end of it all. So not the consequences of war, but the good guys winning the day, and the good guys turning out to not be the main characters. And
Right.
Witch from
I'm just
Mercury,
talking in terms of
and the
thematics.
Witch of Mercury being the most emotionally resonant episode, the one that
Hmm.
struck closest to what I wanted to see happen, or made what I wanted to see happen.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I wouldn't say I agree on that front because the message of Gundam is not the same thing for me anyway as the best parts of Gundam.
Oh no, that's perfectly true. Like I said, I'm talking about the general theme and point of Gundam. That in those terms, A+. You got it.
And I
Uh,
mean, even in the history of Gundam, these characters are not. I mean, it's a horrible thing that happened, but these characters are not set back forever. I'm still remembering 8th MS Team, where the main character basically loses his leg
mhm.
and his crutch. I've literally forgot the word crutch for a second. Is using a crutch and his girlfriend to hobble away into the sunset in the finale because, hey, we're still people and we're still alive.
Right. But I mean, I think the losses are important because of just the drama and making fights matter, which is the thing that I always harp on about. There's a reason for the fights to exist. The fights actually mean something, and we're there for it. Whereas, like, some previous ones are just like, that's just the mission, that's just the context of what's going on. And, it happens. So,
Right, but this wasn't the mission.
right. These are now fights that the characters specifically care about, that they are there for because that's the way the drama and narrative have unfolded, and it means something to them in order to accomplish this fight.
I feel like what this reminds me the most of is there was a Bruce Willis movie, I want to say late 90s, early 2000s, where there is something going on in New York. I can't remember what it is, but Bruce Willis is like a general or some sort of commander in the military, and
Hmm.
he basically puts martial law in effect in New York.
Yeah.
And for some reason, what he's doing is wrong, and it's the police of New York that have to stand up against the military in order to enact actual justice instead of an out of control military commander.
Just on the thesis of all that alone, I can say I have like a 4-hour essay I'm going to be writing there.
Right,
Uh,
because you think here's a segue into Griffin's mind. The uniform that you wear defines you, and you cannot be independently good beyond your uniform. That's a window into Griffin's mind.
I'm saying in the real world, this sounds like a bunch of weird propaganda, and I'm like, wait a second, what the hell is going on here? There's got to be something to investigate.
See, that's what I'm
But
saying.
where
You can't wear a police uniform and be a good person.
that is true,
That's
but
what you're saying, Griff.
yes. Uh, but how is that going to wrap back into the episode? What was the point of it?
Oh, that's the. How you don't see it?
No, not immediately. Please help.
That our new Trinity is basically the more militant force of celestial being, and they're just enacting whatever willy-nilly attacks that they want on the people of Earth. In this case, attacking military bases, but now they're also starting to strike against civilian targets that are then themselves aiding the military forces. Thus, the production, they are seizing the means of production, as it were. And
Okay, I
and
kind of see
that's
where the
where,
parallel is going.
yeah, that's where the other half of celestial being is starting to take umbrage. And that was just a factory manned by civilians, vis-a-vis Trinity, Bruce Willis military, uh, our main characters thus far, the police. Because they've literally
Right.
been a wartime police force. They've been attacking anybody that inflicts conflict on the planet, whereas our new Trinity is a literal attack force that just attacks military units,
Right.
like a military.
Okay. So I guess that just kind of leaves us up with next time, which is going to be the fight. There we get it. We had a whole build-up episode for the fight. Now we're getting the fight. And well, I mean, it's just going to be fun to watch. I don't think there's much we can say. I'm excited to see fight. You got any thoughts on next episode?
I hope your favorite character dies. I hope you get Theta syndrome.
I hope she dies too. It'll be great. I'm waiting for it. So I think with that, all that said, this has been Stone-Faced Reactions, everybody. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and we'll catch you next time. See you around. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?